Dayysi89, a Mexican influencer, is blaming her husband's victims for him passing away. It completely pissed me off because we're talking about children. So I decided to do this video with giving you guys a full recap of what happened because it's been a few years now. So Daisy was married to Jesus Cortez Padilla when he was arrested on January 4th, 2024. Now, at that time, he was arrested on 9 counts of SA, and a few charges were for victims under 18 and a few were for victims under 14, and a few grown women that had spoken up about him, essaying them. Now, at the end, there was only 4 charges. So 2 charges for SA under 18 and 2 charges for SA under 14. Allegedly, one of them was a 6-year-old. So this is completely sickening. Now, he was arrested after a lengthy investigation. The county really posted this saying exactly why he was arrested. And they even said they know there's more victims, so they're asking more of his victims to speak out. So he was essaying them, but he was offering them money for some acts. Now, the charges were starting from like 2017, but the more recent ones was for things that happened on January 1st, 2023. At that day, Daisy and her husband had a party at their house where there was a lot of family and friends around, and that's where a couple of the assaults happened. Now, at the time of his arrest, people felt so sorry for Daisy because they couldn't believe that she knew anything about it. I mean, we even had like a big influencers like Carlos Eduardo Espina speaking out in support of Daisy, saying like, oh my God, pobrecita, like this must be so horrible for her. However, that support didn't last long because what happened is that at first he didn't have bond. Then Daisy hired a really expensive lawyer to fight for him to be released without bond. So what happened is that Daisy and her husband were on phone calls, and I guess they didn't realize that these phone calls are recorded, where they were talking about selling the house and leaving the country when he was let out. Of course, the DA heard this and they like raised the bond like really high. But then I don't know how this expensive ass lawyer was able to talk the judge into letting him be released without any bond, saying that yes, he is a Mexican citizen, but he doesn't have money. Like, he doesn't have a job. The family lives by like very humble means because they can only survive on what the wife is making on social media. So he was released on July 17 without any bond. And of course, people were completely outraged, but there were still a few people supporting her at that time. However, that didn't last long either, because on September 18th, El Wandajon appeared on one of her videos in the background. He was laying down on his couch without a shirt. I mean, you can tell this man was at home, and people got outraged because they have younger children, they have younger daughters. Now, she tried saying no, he was just visiting because he has a right to visit his children, but no, nobody believed it. We all knew that this woman, not only did she hire an expensive ass lawyer for him to be released without bond, now she had him in his home and she was hiding him. Then a few rumors started going around, and these were very serious rumors. One of them involves, she has a daughter that has autism, and at that point she was more nonverbal, and she's still in diapers, and a lot of people were saying it's either because of her autism or because there was SA. You guys know that one of the signs of SA is, kids still having accidents even when they were too old to have accidents. Then it was told that she was taken to the doctor because she had blisters on her lip. A young child at that age with blisters on her lip is not something normal. Then a lot of people were saying, hey, they were going back on Daisy's videos and watching her previous videos. As she realized that people were watching her previous videos, she started deleting them. But one of the videos we're talking about, how he was showering these young kids, these young daughters, and that was a huge red flag. Another one, Daisy was saying that one of her daughters was telling her that there were some elves around the house that would go touch her at night, and that was very crazy and suspicious. And then the next thing that happened was very strange. A TikTok page appeared out of the blue that was connected to Daisy. It seemed to be ran by a child, and the things that this TikTok page was saying were very concerning. It's talking about SA, about abuse, about pain, and a lot of people were thinking it was probably her daughter that has autism. Now, I don't know if anybody really got to the bottom of that, but it was very suspicious. Now, Daisy spoke out, and she said the kids are fine. They were checked by doctors. They were checked by CPS. They were checked by social workers. Nobody has been hurt. I personally don't believe it 100%, but the crazy thing is that she stayed by his side. She never left him. She continued to be with him even after knowing everything that he's done, all the unimaginable pain that he has caused a lot of families. And then to hear her still support him even after his death is crazy. And I don't understand how this woman didn't lose a lot of followers. She has more followers now than when that happened. So I understand cancel culture is not a thing, but I just want to believe that the women that still support Daisy are women that are just like her, women that will choose a man over their own family, over their own children. And now she brought in another man into the house without knowing him for a long time. And there's been a few, accusations of DV, connected to this man. So this is very concerning. But I just wanted to give you guys a full recap because I don't see enough people talking about her still supporting at Wandajon, a child assayer, even after his passing. But Dayysi89 is blaming her past husband's victims for him passing away. Yes, you heard it exactly right. I am so pissed off right now. So somebody commented to her telling her, hey, just clarify what happened, speak the truth. He's already gone, This was her chance to hold him accountable. But she replied saying that she cannot talk about it because it'll harm the people that she has forgiven, that he has forgiven, that apparently those people that caused him so much pain and even led him to him passing away got on their knees and begged him for forgiveness, that she doesn't want to hurt them and reopen such a big wound. Yes, if you guys remember correctly, his victims were minors, okay? He had minor victims. Remember, the charges were for assay against kids under 18 and then essay on kids under 14. Rumors say that one of the victims was like 6 years old. That's what people were saying, like people close to them were saying. And for her to blame them for him passing away, it's crazy. This woman stood by him after everything that happened, and she continues to support him and stand up for him even while he's gone. Like, I am so shocked that she still has a platform, shocked that she still has supporters after everything what happened. But then I realized her supporters are just like her. So let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? I wanted to expose this because she should get called out for this, and I don't see anybody else talking about it. But let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Don't forget to like my video, share it, follow me for more chisme, true crime, and story time.